What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Today we are on some more MX bike. I will be ripping around the 2003 RM250 today, and I've got the lovely like old school, I don't know what you call it, it's not leopard print is it? I don't know what you'd, oh maybe it is kind of leopard print, I'm not sure what you'd call this, but everyone kind of knows this retro sort of style. The track that we're on today is called Lake Gillia MX, or Gillia. It's an Australian track, real track, that has been replicated by Kewin Fuela. Now, long-time viewers of the channel know that I've done a fair few of Kewin's tracks by now, and I always seem to enjoy him. I like his build style, I like his pre-built rough and his bumps, and I'm hoping for more of the same here. Having a look at the MXB mods page on his post, there's been a fair few people in the comments of it that have ridden this track in person, and they all seem to be in agreement that he's done a really good job of replicating the track, which is always nice to see. Now, as someone that obviously I'm never going to ride here in my lifetime, it's one of the things that's never going to happen. It's nice to know that the experience I'm getting here in game is close to what you would get in real life, in terms of how the track rides. Oh, actually, that's nice, actually. I was just looking at some pre-built braking bumps coming on here. I do like his ruts, although sometimes it's my human error, by the way, not him. I find that some of them tend to be a little bit steep, and I struggle to really get the bike cranked over. It tries climbing out of the rut. But that's all on me, and it's quite nice getting to ride around this old bike for the first time in a while. I can't remember the last time I rode it. I know I'd done a video on the James Stewart compound a long time ago on this bike. It was more of an edit style video. I don't believe I spoke in it whatsoever. But it's nice getting to experiment with these different bikes, and that's one thing as well where I like in making content for the channel. I get to do things that I normally wouldn't do. Oh god, that's a bit of a stretch. I might have to remember to go outside there next lap. And oh god, we like the bumps. We like the bumps. There we go. And Kewin made a point as well with putting in the, oh god, I need to stretch these out a lot more than I am. And there's a death. He made a point to say that it was actually made for beta 17, so whether he's changed traction and things like that, I'm not sure, or whether it's just stock beta 17 traction, but it's nice to see that he's kind of worked around the game as such, because I imagine this track's been in progress or been in the making long before beta 17 happened. I know kind of the amount of time that these people put into their tracks, especially tracks of this level as well. So it's probably been quite hard for a lot of track makers actually, is getting that beta 17 update halfway through making their tracks. And oh, do I go? Yeah, I'll go right here. Okay. Now that's a very short lap time, by the way. See, I'm not sure. Oh well, Australia, you've got bloody land everywhere, haven't you? It's kind of a similar thing to the US, where you've got land absolutely everywhere for your tracks, but not the same case here in the UK. I mean, obviously it depends where in America or where in Australia you're from, but I think as a general consensus, you guys seem to have a bit more land for your motocross. And even going back to kind of like sim days, and there's been some other Australian tracks made in the game, they always seem to ride really well. Notice they all seem to be on the flat side. Definitely not a lot of elevation change going on over there. And I know in the UK, it really depends where you go. Some tracks are just completely flat everywhere, or just your man-made jumps, and you go to other parts of the UK and it's just all up and down hills. Okay, make the corner. Thank you. That's one of the places as well. I locked up the back wheel there by mistake, getting a bit sharp on the brakes, and I feel like if I was still playing beta 16, I would have crashed there. Remember to stretch this one out. Oh, that's a very fine line of being able to make that from the inside or not. And this next one was a bit big as well, wasn't it? I probably should have just gone around the outside, but send it for the fans. There we go. It seems to have a nice flow. A lot of these corners, you don't have to slow down too much, and it's really nice actually that there's an inside and an outside. And I like that he's gone through the effort of making like pre-built rough leading into the inside ruts, so one line isn't super overpowered compared to the others. I know sometimes it can be quite easy for people to, I mean, it depends what method you use to make the tracks, but let's say you use in Photoshop, for example, you could make 3-4 ruts in one turn, but just copy and paste them in Photoshop, and there's no real advantage to taking any rut other than the inside, because they all end up being the same size and you can carry the same amount of speed. So it's nice when, well, I personally enjoy it when I see people going through the effort of trying to diversify their lines a bit. Let me try the inside here. I don't think I've tried inside yet. We get over this double still. Oh yes, nice and small one there. Very, let's say very small track. Only a minute 43 lap time, which I mean for an outdoors track isn't massive by any means. Oh god, I do apologise. I keep burping during this video, and I've literally just sat down after having dinner to play this. Had somewhat healthy option compared to my usual diet. I had jacket potato, you know, just some beans and some cheese on there. Although saying that, cheese isn't exactly healthy by any means, is it? But I mean, even if you're even if you're going on a very strict diet, everyone loves a bit of cheese in there. Oh, quick little plug here as well. We've got It's Butter on Twitch. If anybody are average Twitch viewers, you can go and check that out. I'm not sure if it's the person that requested that Kewin made the track or a friend or something like that, but yeah, there you go. There's a shout out, and you know, I've had the odd comment now and then of people saying, "Can you shout me out?" And it's one of them things where I tend not to reply to them, not just out of being an arsehole by any means, but it's one of them. Imagine if I shout out one person and give them special treatment, then I've got to do it for everybody, and it just doesn't feel right, so to speak. And I feel like I've got to this point off my own back. So, quick little intermission there. Got a FaceTime call from my girlfriend. Typical timing. I swear she knows when I'm busy. I can be sat down here like kind of editing videos and not being up to a whole lot for a couple of hours and not hear anything. The second I sit down and start playing, you know, that phone goes. I swear she's got a camera set up in my room somewhere. One thing that it might not come to fruition actually, but speaking of her, she is coming to visit this weekend. She's probably down here, to be honest, when this video goes live. I know I'm trying to get ahead on the whole video front just so I've got content for the weekend whilst I'm going to be busy. But I might see if I can pressure her into making a video, because I think that'd just be really interesting, getting her to play a bit of bikes and getting you guys to watch it. She has played it before. It was, I don't know how long for, maybe like half hour to an hour. It wasn't like a ridiculous amount of time. But we was playing on MXB Club, and you know, as you go over the finish line on Club and you hit that first right-hander into the rollers, you must have spent the whole time just tucking the front there over and over and over again. And oh, shit. You know, when you just see these YouTube videos of rage compilations, she's like the perfect candidate for that. It's so funny seeing her rage. So I might see if I can pressure, well, not pressure's not the right word, persuade her to get a video in there. I feel like you guys would probably find that quite funny. But then in the future, obviously, if I ever do face cam, I mean, obviously that would get a lot more views because all of you bricked up teens, you love a good woman. But get over that. But yeah, there'd be no face stuff. But I suppose that's a good thing about where I've got this actual microphone now. It feels like I've had this microphone ages. Going back to when I was just using my normal Logitech headset, the benefit of having this normal microphone now is where it just sits on my desk in front of me. I can have like other people sat here with me talking and have no issue. It's not like she's got to like lean over right next to me and try and talk into my my headset microphone at the same time. But I think that'll be an interesting concept. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. It all depends kind of what we're up to and what kind of time we've got spare. God, those inside ruts are quite hard to get over, or get over into. It's these choppy braking bumps going into the corners that actually stops you braking a bit. It just feels like you're sliding into the corner. But again, that could just be the new traction that I need to get used to, especially on these 2-strokes. I feel like these bikes ride so much different to the 4-strokes in this game that it is really a different style altogether. Going back to the track and giving my thoughts on the track so far. Not a difficult track by any means, really nice kind of local style track, and obviously it is just that. Having never ridden the track in real life, not knowing what the actual ground texture is like, because I know some tracks that are built like this, it could even be a sand track for all I know. If it's not a sand track, it's a track that I'd actually really enjoy in terms of the jumps and corners. One thing that I've always been a bit of a wimp about in real life is when you get really rutted jump faces, because I know that I haven't got the talent to bring the bike back if it gets like proper kicked out sideways. And in the same way that if you give me a 50-foot tabletop, I'd go for it no problem. If you gave me a 50-foot double, on the other hand, oh, my bummer would pucker up and I wouldn't even attempt it, which is weird. It's kind of like, I suppose with a double, you're removing that safety net, aren't you? You've got to land it right, or it's game over, and you're going home with two broken wrists. You're going home like not Jake Nichols, that's Colt Nichols. Go on, get me riders mixed up now. I was watching a bit of the Hawkstone race the other day here in the UK. If anybody was watching that, it's being live streamed on YouTube. So I'm getting me riders all sorts of mixed up, getting the UK in my brain. But Kewin, I've said it multiple times by now. I'll say it again. This one, really enjoyable track. It's a track that I feel like you don't need a very big bike on. This track would be plenty enough on a 125, for example. But it's one of them that you could probably just mindlessly spin lots and lots of laps on. The road doesn't look like it would get too wild whatsoever, even with a bunch of people. I imagine this will probably go up on a few servers over the next couple of days. Oh, pardon me. And yeah, overall, good stuff. Not a whole lot in terms of the environment outside of the pits, but I imagine that this is what the track is like in person. I don't imagine that there is lots and lots around track. I think that lake right there is really, really pretty. I imagine in real life that looks quite nice, unless it's like what you get here in the UK, where it's just actually brown, not blue water. So very, very lovely. And I really, really like it. It feels like a real track is what I'm trying to say, especially over there in the pits. You know, he's kind of put the effort in. Concrete start's quite nice. I didn't really know of many places outside of my local track, Canada Heights, that have concrete starts outside of like AMA races as well. Although they'll probably use the gates now, won't they? Like GP do, they just use the metal gates absolutely everywhere. So that's interesting. It's quite unique. It's quite nice that that's in there. Although I'm not sure if the traction is different to the dirt. It felt quite similar when I went on it, but I'm sure someone more knowledgeable than I would be able to correct me on that. But I haven't got a whole lot more else to say on this video. And low speed physics are not I'm not touching anything. Please come back. Jesus Christ, that went on for quite a while. I've not got a whole lot more to say about the track. It's just a really, really well done, solid track. So well done, Kewin, and as always, I look forwards to more tracks from you in the future. I know you always seem to put out good tracks. I don't think I've played a track of yours that I've actually disliked yet, so thank you everything that you do for the community. Thank you to Max, I believe it was, who commissioned Kewin to make this. I believe it was Max's idea that he put forth. And yeah, keep them coming. If you like this video, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. A little bit of a rush video today, but I'm quite behind at the moment, both in terms of real life work and on the YouTube side of things. So just trying to bang things out as much as I can and just get a nice flow going. And hopefully this weekend I'll be gone for a couple of days. Not for videos, of course, but just personally, I'll be gone for a few days. So it'll be a nice time for me to chill out a bit, let my hair down, relax, and then I'll come back fresh as soon as the weekend's over. But most importantly, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is that you're up to. And I'm here to catch you in the next video. Peace.
My tent way too damn dark. Laugh in your face like man dark. Came a long way from the bad days way back. Had to burn down that landmark. Seen some things I ain't really want to see. It's all good, that's what made me me. Now who would I be if I had it easy? Used to break down, now I'm in a 350. Like whoa, I've been laying way too low. Had to switch up and change my flow, cause I'm back from the block. Had to bust the rocks and dust off the dust to get back in the box. Now why you wanna